You know what air does to fire, right? What's up? It's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the general tarot reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Gemini season 2024, baby. Oh, I feel like you, in some sort of way, you forgot you're the baddest. In some sort of way, you have like, you need this air, this mutable air that's coming in, and I feel like is really going to ignite your flame in a different way. Mars, your ruling planet, has been in your sign, and it may have been just lighting your ass up in ways that may have felt very aggressive or like getting you hyper focused on things, having you starting wars where there aren't ones. And I just saw one. As I said one, I saw one, and then 101. There is a new alignment. There is a new, like a divine reset that I feel like is coming in for you. And the fires, your internal fires, are being stoked from a different arena of life. We're going into Gemini season, and Gemini is the sign of I think. And it just feels like your logic is going to get you way further than brute force. And so, hydrate, light it if you got it. I just put the deck down, and I saw the 9 of Wands, and then the Queen of Wands, and then the 8 of Wands. Like, you don't have to fight for it. You just need to remember who you are. I'm not taking those, but let's go ahead and create a safe space. Oh, welcoming in my benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Gemini season 2024. And things are about to get way more social, way more fun, way more flirty. Mars is going into Taurus. Be sure to check out that Gemini season astrology video that I dropped that has all the important astrological dates into it. And with Mars going into Taurus, it's like Mars in Aries was really motivating you to figure out, who are you now as of 2024? Who are you? How are you stepping? What are you ready to do about it? And now that you have a deeper awareness of who you are, Mars in Taurus is like, all right, now go out and get it. You know that you're the emperor now, or you see yourself as the Queen of Wands, you see yourself as the emperor, whatever it is. Now it's time to go ahead and hustle accordingly so you can acquire what's yours to have. All right. I feel like it's very action oriented. It's time to like move something, do something. The dream stays a dream until action is taken. Closed mouths don't get fed. There's something around that. So, all right, I want to welcome in the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Gemini season. We always think it's our season. For Gemini season 2024, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Breathe. As we welcome in the truth. Okay. Yeah, the 8 of Swords. I just feel like in some sort of way, okay, the first thing to be clarified in the Selenite throne in Gemini season is there are some outdated thought processes. There's like cyclical thinking. There's some sort of old narrative that has you looping in the mind. Some of you may be stuck in your thought process around somebody with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements, but in the ways that you've been stuck, I feel like the divine is bringing in cosmic realignment, bringing in like cosmic course correction. So what have you been vacillating about? What have you been going back and forth about? And you may think that you're stuck, but you're not. You may think that you're bound to something, but you're not. The most annoying thing about this card is how loose her binds are. That shit is falling off. With some effort, you can break out of the bind, take the blindfold off, and then you'd see none of these swords are impaling you. There is just some sort of like, it's time to get out of this thought loop or this thought process. And that's exactly what Gemini is going to give you, is the gift of more intellectual thinking. That's one thing I will say. I feel like Aries are some of the most slept on intellectuals of the zodiac. It's like they just express they just expect, like the world expects like brute force and fun and play and adventure. And you're like, actually, I have a fucking brain. Like, actually, I be thinking. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? There's just something here around, like, I feel like your energy has been stifled because of an old thought process, an old thought loop, an old thought cycle. And it's time to break free. There is a cycle in the realm of the mind that has been keeping you stuck or keeping you stagnant. And it's just like, we can't keep believing this, or we can't keep thinking this. It's almost like an update is needed when it comes to your thought process, giving yourself more information, giving yourself, and also a willingness to see. Don't keep yourself blind to things. It's important to be brave and to let yourself ask the hard questions, put your shit out there, like say what needs to be said so that you can have like the information that you need to move forward. So what's keeping you stuck? Is there someone with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements that you're stuck on, or that you're like lying your way through this connection or through like a situation? I feel like there may be someone with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements that feels stuck in regards to you, or stuck in regards to the connection, or is over like the cyclical conversations, or overthinking this way, or having the same like conversations. I just feel like no more willful blindness. You have everything that you need in order to like break out of the funk that you've been in, or you have everything that you need to break out of this way that you're pigeonholing yourself or keeping yourself stuck. Like, you have so much power and force and intuition, and it's just like you're not as stuck as you think you are. It's not as bad as you think that it is in some arena of life. This is a general reading, so eat the meat, leave the bones. But let's see. First thing to be clarified on the Selenite throne is your current thought process. The narrative, the story that you're telling yourself. I feel like there's a new narrative, a new understanding, a new perspective on life that is gonna generate freedom. You have all the things that you need to break free. So let yourself be free. For Aries, sun, moon, and rising. Damn! Okay. Some of us have been really, really hard-headed, really like going back and forth, and the divine's trying to bring you new stuff, but how can they if you're going to keep yourself blind? There's a lot of defensiveness. For some of you, you've put way too much emotion or intuition, or like your feelings are on the back burner. You're prioritizing logic in a way that feels unnatural to you. As a cardinal fire sign, you are supposed to be led by your spirit. You're a spirit having a human experience, and your spirit needs to be in the driver's seat, not your logic, not your emotions, because that shit is subjective. And with practice and patience, you can acquire dominion or power over those things. But there's something here about it's time to develop into someone that accesses their logic and their intuition before making a decision. And I feel like a lot of us have our guard up. A lot of us, these are like defensiveness. You may be feeling defensive. Also, like you may be vacillating. There's just lots of like back and forth. Like, do I stay? Do I go? What do I do about this? How do I handle this situation? There may be somebody, again, with like Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements that you need to make a decision about. And you've got to make sure, am I willing to see everything for as it is? Am I willing to, you know, receive this truth? Am I receiving it, or am I ignoring the writing on the wall? Am I ignoring the signs and the signals that this person or this connection is giving me? Because the thing is, like, this is not the place to make decisions from. You will not make good decisions if you're not willing to see everything and everyone for as they are. You will not make good decisions keeping yourself blindfolded. You may end up swinging at things that are good for you, swinging at people that are good for you. And so there's something there around, it's time to put your defenses down. But why were they up to begin with? What's going on with the defense mechanism or the coping mechanism? And how long are we going to stay stuck in this? Guarded and like just ready just for the sake of it. You know what I mean? Just like ready to fight just for the sake of fighting. What are you keeping yourself blind to, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising? 11/11. And it's time to start wishing bigger. I feel like you're not giving enough weight to how you feel. You just are like, I don't want to feel this way. I want to think like this, and I want things to go this way, and I want, you know, there's like a lots of visualization, but like, what's going on with your fucking emotions, babe? What's going on with how you're feeling inside? Are you in touch with those emotions? Are you in touch with those feelings? Hydrate, light it if you got it. Well, fuck. And I've been saying this, you know, Gemini season is here to upgrade our thought process so that we can have a deeper understanding and then a more like solid knowing within ourselves. And in some sort of way, I just feel like you're clinging to logic too much, and that's not what you're meant to do. You are a spirit having a human experience, and your spirit needs to be in the driver's seat. So if you're blindfolded, who's at the wheel? If you're not willing to see it, probably your trauma. And it's funny because the song that came through, and this is different from the channeled song that's going to be in the description box, but when I went to go lean into your reading or your energy, I think it's fucking New Edition. You got to cool it now. You got to cool it now. Ooh, watch out. You got to lose control. You got to cool it now. Ooh, watch out. I don't know. But that's the thing. How can you watch out? How can you like cool it down if you're not like here or present or like letting yourself be with the shits? It's like no more willful blindness. Be brave. Be willing to see what it is. I also feel like I'm going to clarify this in the plunge over on Patreon, patreon.com/JustJEverything. Over there, we're going to clarify all these cards. There's all kinds of astrological content. There's a tier for daily readings as well. Come join the ethical cult. I'm not going to force you to drink any Kool-Aid, just, you know, high quality alkaline water. So for free shit though, check out my Instasham at JustJ_everything, TikTok at JustJEverything, and for other dope shit that I do, my website, JustJEverything.com. So please continue for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Gemini season 2024. Are you struggling with indecision? Are you struggling to make a decision? Like, do you know what an internal yes is? Do you know what an internal no is? Some of you are really needing to spend way more time with yourself because, baby, there's this whole new chapter in regards to money, or in regards to you're building a new relationship with your body, which I feel like is going to help you build a new relationship with your self-worth, whichever order that they come in. and you start focusing more on your self-worth, and then all of a sudden there's more money coming in. I feel like there's a whole new relationship to family, a whole new relationship. This kind of came out on its side. So there could just be like, are you denying the end of this chapter with your family? Or do you want family? Do you want commitment? Do you want togetherness? Do you want kids? Do you want, commitment or marriage or whatever that is? It's time to get honest about that so that it can come towards you. How can the divine give you the things that you want if you refuse to see? How will you may slash at this new connection, new relationship, new opportunity, new business opportunity. If you're not willing to see what it is, if you're not present and here, then you're definitely going to be missing out on some stuff. Center of the reading being the 10 of Pentacles. This is like worthiness. You feel worth it or nah? Because your self-image completely dictates your entire life. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you are so right. And the divine will, and your subconscious mind will reaffirm the answer to that question. If you think that you can't, your subconscious mind will affirm that and show all the reasons, bring all these different conversations as why you can't. And so there is something around like doing the work to start observing what's going on with your subconscious mind and how it relates to or may be stemmed from family bullshit, family trauma, possibly. But I also want you to be careful about being superficial. Money is not the answer to everything. Yeah, money can resolve a lot of things, but what the fuck is all these millions that you have if your ass is laid up in a hospital somewhere? And you've done nothing but work and haven't maintained any social connections, so nobody's coming to visit you in the hospital. You know what I mean? Not saying that's where you're ending up. I'm just saying that is a very real like scenario. If all you do is prioritize money and work, like what is that going to like eventually get you in life? And is it where you want to go? Is it where you want to be? There also may be a brand new relationship with somebody with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements coming in. I just feel like new connections with family, blood family or chosen family. There is just like a redefinition of what family means to you, what stability means to you, what security means to you, and what commitment means to you. Some of you are struggling to like believe this person with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements. Some of you are struggling to like see the reality of the situation. Some of you are struggling to really see the error of your own ways. You know, there is something, ooh, damn, this is a 10 of Pentacles and then number 20. So there's 3 X's here. Some of you may be hearing back from people from the past. Some of you, this is like, it's time to make a decision. It's time to like get off the fence. It's time to say what needs to be said. For some of you, it's like if you're dealing with a legal situation, like the verdict comes out. It's time to evaluate the last 9-10 months, the last 9-10 years. Are you happy? Are you fulfilled? Do you feel like, what's the goal? Some of you, like, is the goal money or is the goal fulfillment? What is your definition of success? I feel like the writing is on the wall. You're being called to something. I feel like there is a calling on your life, a calling on your heart, and the divine is really bringing in experiences and people and places and interactions that are going to wake up some of the like numb or dead parts in your life. There may be somebody specifically with Scorpio placements who I feel like is calling you back to life, or there's something that feels like a resurrection. What parts of you have died? What parts of you or your personality have atrophied? And there's something that's like, wake up, we're going, like, we're moving. I feel like there's this like new lease on life, this new calling on life. You can move more freely about the cabin after this period of resurrection. So in whatever ways you feel dead or you feel stifled in some sort of way, you're being called back to life from the divine. There may even be like some interactions. There could be arguments possibly. I'm excited to clarify this over on Patreon, patreon.com/JustJEverything. So let's see. Final card, final message for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Gemini season 2024. Hey, you're being called towards a completely new life. This is more traveling. This is offloading emotional baggage. I feel like this is building such a strong, like a deeper, stronger, more intense connection with the God of your understanding. Bottom of the deck is the Hierophant. Some of you, it's like what's keeping you from the next level is information, education. Some of you need to really explore what is your relationship to tradition, to structure, to marriage, towards school, towards education. If there is anything that is a conflict in life, damn. There is anything that's a conflict in life, the answer is education. I'm going to give you a little taste of the plunge. So underneath the Hierophant is justice. Your relationship to commitment is changing. If for justice, it's the deliberation, and judgment is the verdict. So I feel like whatever legal situation you got going on, things go in your favor. There may be somebody with Taurus or Libra placements that you're starting a new cycle with, but it's like you got to end the old one. There's an ending of an old mindset. There's a period of maybe isolation in some sort of way. Some of you are afraid to want more, afraid to dream bigger, afraid to acknowledge the fact that some wounded version of you has been in the driver's seat. And it's like that victim can't steer anymore. There may be somebody that I feel like you got to decide what is happiness to you. What is commitment? Do you want marriage? Do you want connection? Do you want togetherness? And who can you have, like, what kind of person do you want to have that with? How do you want to show up as a partner, as a spouse, as somebody like to commit to? Some of you may be thinking about going back to school. Some of you and I just feel like in the ways that you've been wronged, the divine is really conspiring to make things right and to balance things out. The truth will be revealed to you. The truth will be expressed. It just does feel really important to get clear on what the 10 of Cups is for you. Because for forever, we've been taught that this is success, the house, the spouse, the 2.5 kids, and the white picket fence. And nowadays, kids are like, yo, I feel real free and successful with my dog in a van. You know, final card being the Fool. This is an Aquarius card, but it's often associated with Aries because it is the first card of the major arcana. Some of you, this is like shoot your shot, go for it. This is a leap of faith is going to be required. There's such like new potential. And it's like, how much do you trust yourself? How much do you trust the God of your understanding? Because the Fool is like wholeheartedly about to leap off this cliff and has full faith that the earth will rise to meet his feet. What does full-hearted faith look like? If you just knew in your fucking bones that you were gonna win, what would you go for? There is something here about I feel like you're being called to travel, to explore, to take the road less traveled. You're being called maybe even to go to therapy or to really work on, or to become a therapist. You're being called to let yourself be led, let yourself be guided by the realizations that come in. But if you stay here, how you gonna see the light? You know, you're just gonna keep thinking that money and work and prosperity is the answer when freedom is the fucking goal, baby. What do you need to be free from? Some of you were feeling very restricted with someone with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements. Some of you have just already been feeling restricted in the mind, and this awareness is coming in Gemini season. The divine is going to show us the ways that we've kept ourselves stuck. And if there was some sort of a blockage in regards to prosperity and like positive abundance, I feel like the answer comes through real clear. You are being resurrected in some sort of way. I feel like you have numbed out something in some sort of way because you just keep going like full force, or going, just keep swimming, just keep on trucking. And it's just like, no, are your actions matching your ambitions? And I feel like a lot of you, come Gemini season, there is reward, major reward for all the hard work that you've done, and it's going to lead to you being able to move more freely about the cabin. There is success, there is like monetary success, but you just need to make sure you're not being a fool. Like, yeah, there's a difference between a risk and an uncalculated risk and a leap of faith. Do you know the difference? Let yourself study. Let yourself really study yourself. Be with yourself more. Some of you need to like evaluate what kind of commitment do you want? It's almost like some of you say you don't want marriage, but you do. Some of you say that you don't want commitment, but you do. And it's time to like decide what that looks like. And some of you, like the ways that you were victimized has kept you so isolated. And now all of a sudden this fire comes in. This air comes in and really stokes your fire and puts you in this place of being way more confident. There may be somebody else with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements that's coming in. But either way, the more confident that you are, and confidence comes from competence. So you getting competent in something is going to make this confidence just ooze off you, and you're going to be trusting your originality, trusting where it is that you're going in life, trusting so much that the divine can finally match your hustle and bring you this prosperity, bring you stability, maybe bring you this person with Cancer, I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements, but maybe Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. I feel like there is a solid offer coming after you get clear about what it is that you want. And some of you need to do that in isolation. Like, some of you need to do it alone. Aries are big on like getting their friends 2 cents and like, polling the audience basically. And I feel like you need to figure out how the fuck you feel. I'm chomping at the bit to like clarify this, but I need to zoom out a little bit. Okay, no court cards, 2 major arcana the closer that we get to Cancer season. So there is definitely somebody with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements that you need to figure out what the truth is. You need to be willing to see, be willing to have the necessary conversations that you need to be having. Stop guarding yourself and get comfortable in like, no, remember who the fuck you are, Remember who the fuck you are so that you can hear again, so that you can trust yourself again. You are definitely being called in a different direction. And honestly, after that solar eclipse in Aries that we had, whether come hell or high water, whether you want to go or not, you're moving. You're moving in a different direction. You're going towards a different kind of life and a different kind of lifestyle. And I feel like there may be someone else with Aries, Aquarius, or Leo placements that's going to be playing a big role. But I feel like the divine is really calling you to throw caution to the wind and to take a leap of faith, not make an uncalculated risk, which you would do if you weren't willing to see, or if you were like, la, 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 la. No. The divine is calling you to allow yourself to offload your emotional baggage, to explore, unpack your emotional baggage, be it sound healing, hypnotherapy, actual talk therapy, going to school and taking a class, whatever it is, evaluating your home life, evaluating your childhood, evaluating like your current relationship or definition of family. You are being called to remove the emotional baggage so you can start over. There is a fresh start. Start over. You're going in a different direction. Whether you want to or not, the divine is calling you. You are being called into a different direction. And I feel like some of you are afraid to look at the last 9-10 months, last 9-10 years, because it's going to call you out in some sort of way, or it's going to reveal some stuff to you that you may be afraid of looking at. I feel like Hydrate. Feels like some of us, our defenses being up so high have kept us from having like the consistency that we want. Some of us have to like be honest about that. You don't want to do it by yourself all the time. Like just because you can doesn't mean you should. And some of us need to be honest about like, I don't want to do life alone. And I don't want to feel alone in this relationship. I don't want to like connect like this. I don't want it to be like this. Like whatever it is, it just feels like there is definitely something here around you not really seeing how solid things are. There could be somebody who is keeping themselves from like seeing your value, or is unaware of your value. And what matters is, do you feel valuable, and how you value yourself. Like we teach people how to treat us by how we treat ourselves. And so I feel like you investing in expanding your self-worth is going to put you in a position to actually like receive some stuff that you didn't know you were worthy of. I feel like there's big things like with commitment here, where it's like, and in the ways that you've been wrong, the divine is conspiring to make things right. It's like, regardless of who it's with, like you don't need somebody else to experience internal stability and security. You don't need anybody else to feel secure. You've got to give that security to yourself first before you go expecting it to come into you externally. And so I feel like there may be somebody with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements really like showing you a whole new world. There may be somebody with Scorpio placements that's really calling you to go in a different direction in life. There may be somebody else with Aries, Aquarius, or Leo placements that's inspiring a leap of faith, or you're inspiring other people by taking this leap of faith or by listening. Because that's the thing, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Aries have that stereotype of being like spontaneous or reckless because you are a reaction to Pisces. You are a response to your beliefs. You are a response of the spirit world. And so it's like, what do you believe in? And you don't know the fullness of who you are until you know what you believe in. And once you know what you believe in and you acquaint yourself with who you are now, you'll feel real comfortable reaching for what's yours to have. And your ruling planet is going into Taurus. And what Taurus is asking is going to ask you is, what's keeping you from the next level? Do you need to conform? Do you need to educate yourself or give yourself some kind of like new knowledge so that you can be sought after for your skills and your gifts? You're looking for keys that you already have. And you don't realize that you have the keys because in some sort of way you've kept yourself blindfolded to certain aspects of yourself. Some of you are saying things and what you're saying is different from what you actually like want or believe in. And it's like, there's some sort of like, hey, we need to update our beliefs. We need to update our vernacular. We need to update our rebuttals. We need to update, the way that we talk or we carry ourselves or express ourselves or describe ourselves. I feel like the Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius person is coming in to really reveal the ways that you're either too defensive or you've kept yourself stuck, or the ways that you're like looping in the mind, doing the same thing. This person with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements is rock fucking solid, ain't going nowhere in your life. And I feel like there could be really powerful conversations that you have that are going to lead to very, very new beginnings. Oh, I love this too. It's like XXO. XXXO. Some of you, there's some really hot and heavy connections that you're having with somebody, or You're starting to let yourself be open to having, like merging sex with commitment. Maybe new for some of you. Maybe they used to be exclusive of each other before, and now there's something about, hey, I can have both. I can have whatever the fuck I want. I just feel like the writing is on the wall and the divine is trying to give you expansion. Pluto is retrograde. I feel, I want to say until September or October, but there's something around, yeah. Pluto is retrograde at least until September. And there's some part of yourself that I feel like is being divinely resurrected, called back to life. And if there's any kind of health struggles or health concerns, I feel like it's just a matter of like repressed emotions are what generates physical ailments in the body. Your secrets and the shit that you don't say, that shit makes you sick. And you got to talk about it and you got to get it out. And you got to let yourself converse with people who have similar experiences, similar values, and have like something of substance to reply with. You don't call a plumber when your car breaks down. You know? And so it's time to, the universe will be revealing to you the ways that you've kept yourself stuck and how money isn't the answer to everything. But when you let yourself see your spark, I feel like prosperity and security comes in. You're going to be called to really break free and start over. And this is a fresh new start that you need. So I'll see you over on Patreon, patreon.com/JustJEverything. Let's get into it. For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.